All right, let's jump into lesson 3.7. We're going to convert measurement conversions for this. We're going to convert measurements. It's a lot of what we've been doing with the equivalent fractions and whatnot. Setting up proportions, all that good stuff, working with the fractions as proportions and ratios. So it's going to be really, really similar. Let's jump in. The engage piece. So the first one is something we've done before. It says convert to a decimal. We know that to convert from a fraction to a decimal, you do have to do top in, bottom out. But before you do that, to make it easier, what you can do is simplify your fraction all the way, and then it's a little bit simpler. I know I can divide both of these by 6. No, not 6. 7, right? Can I do both by 7? Trying to think. 7 times 7 is 49. Yeah, 7 times 8 is 56. So if you simplify these, 35 divided by 7 is 5. And 56 divided by 7 is 8. Yep, that is accurate there. So that's 5/8, correct? If I would say so myself, because again, 7 times 5 is 35, and 8 times 7 is 56. Then top in, bottom out, or if you know this, I know this is going to work out to a point, should be 625, but I'll do it with you guys. So 0 here. We can try 50, then that's 6, 48. 2 left over, bring your 0 down. 2 groups, 16, do your subtraction. Bring your 0 down, 5, so 0.625. So it's easy if you kind of simplify that first, versus trying to do 35 divided by 56. Look at the expression below. Okay. So with that expression, it says which one is equivalent. So you're looking at the 2/3 divided by 1/4. We know if we were going to work out the division with a fraction, we would keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. So keep our first fraction, change the sign, and flip our second fraction. So we're looking for 2/3 times 4/1. There it is. That was it for that. We'll kind of skip over the think, pair, share. You'll be doing this lesson without me today, so we won't do that piece, but we'll just move forward. So our directions going forward in Explore is locate the customary units of measure on the STAR reference sheet. Then answer the questions below. Number 1 says, I think, or / I know that capacity means how much is contained inside of something. So after reviewing on your STAR reference sheet, put the following in order from smallest to largest. So we're going to be trying to order these: the quarts, gallons, fluid, ounces, pint, cup. Okay, those are the ones we're going to put in order, and we're going to put them in order from smallest to largest. So you should have your STAR reference sheet. It looks like this guy right here. And again, we're looking at these all right here. Ounces, we're looking at all our fluid measurements, right? We got fluid, ounces, cups, pints, quarts, gallons. So they range. Gallons is our largest. Then look, there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon, and then 1 gallon, 2 pints, and so on. So what this means is gallon is our largest, and fluid ounces is our smallest. So it goes fluid ounces, cups. So fluid ounces is first, cups is second from smallest, pints is third, quarts for gallons is the largest. So you can count those now. So fluid ounces, fluid OZ, then cups, right? Then pints, then quarts, then gallon. And you can double check that. Yep. There you go. Next, we're going to do milliliter and liter, smallest to largest. I can show you real quick on the sheet. That's right here. Milliliters are much smaller than liters. So it goes milliliter, then liter. And then weight. We're talking weight here. I know that weight measures how heavy something is. So we're talking pounds, tons, ounces. I believe it's ounces, pounds, then tons in that order. So if we're looking for weight, look, we got ounces, then pounds, then tons. Okay. Ounces, then pounds, then tons. There you go. This one here, we're actually going to mark one of these out. They have centigram here. You're not going to use that. So you're going to have millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer. Oh, I'm saying grams. Sorry about that. Right here. Milligrams, grams, kilograms. That's the one we're looking at. So it's milligrams, grams, kilograms. Now we look at that star sheet again. We're looking at the feet, inches, that whole guy. So we're talking about length. So you got inches. There's 12 inches in 1 foot. Then there is 3 feet in 1 yard. And then yards in miles. So it goes inches, feet, yards, miles. Inches, feet, yards, miles. That's the order from smallest to biggest. And then our last one here, this is the one I looked at earlier. It's millimeters, centimeters, meters, then kilometers. So right here, millimeters, then centimeters, then meters, then kilometers, in that order from smallest to largest. Millimeters, what did I say? Centimeters, kilometers, centimeters, meters, then kilometers. Centimeters. Whoops, sorry. Messed that up. Kilometers is last. Meters is next. Then kilometers. So 7 asks us, how do you think that the STAR reference sheet will help you during this unit? If we're converting measurements, if you look at the STAR reference sheet, it tells you how to convert them. It says if you got 1 cup, it means it's 8 ounces. So we know if we had 2 cups, it'd be 16 ounces, right? So it gives you that conversion, the units that you need. So key point 1, standard units of measure are units that are used by many people in a certain area. For example, in the U.S., we use the customary system of measurement, but most other countries use the metric system. I guess that's how they want you to remember it here, is customary, U.S., whatever. Key point 1, the metric system is used worldwide to measure length, weight, and capacity or volume. A meter is a standard unit of length. A gram is a standard unit of weight. A liter is the standard unit of capacity or volume. Key point 2, the metric system is based on powers of 10. These standard units can sometimes have a prefix in front of the measurement, which changes the measurement. Kilo means 1,000 times. Centa means 1/100th. Milli means 1,000th. Key point 2. Units of measure are used to measure length, weight, and capacity. We talked about that already. Length is the distance along a line from one point to another, like if we're walking from one point to another. Weight, how heavy something is, like your body, for instance. You step on the scale, you can get a weight from that. And capacity, volume. So if you're talking about, let's say, a jug of milk or a bottle of water, the capacity or the volume in that water is usually measured in things like ounces or liters. Big sodas that we drink usually are like 1 liter, 2 liter sodas. Key point 3, a measurement has 2 parts. It's numerical, this is key, and a unit of measure. So for example here, 4 cups. You have to make sure that you have the actual units. If you don't have the units on there, then a lot of times your answer will get marked wrong, or it's a little unclear. Because if you just say 4 what? It could be 4 ounces, 4 pints, 4 quarts, 4 gallons. So, and then 4 cups is very, very different than all of those other units of measurement. So if it's 4 cups and you really meant 4 gallons, that's a big difference. So you have to make sure that you have those units attached to your actual number. The next key point is talking about the reference sheet, and it contains a lot of helpful tools, and you can actually use this on your STAAR and other assessments. So you need to have you need to get used to using it, right? There are rulers on it as well. I don't know if it's on the copy that I have here, but there will be a ruler kind of along the side here, and it will allow you to measure different things, and we'll go over that. They'll have both one in the customary units, like inches and feet, and you'll have one like centimeters and millimeters, that things. So now we're going to fill in the missing pieces to using our chart here. So if you look here, 1 mile. 1 mile is equal to 1,760 yards. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Look at your sheet. And 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. Okay. 1 gallon, I believe, is 4 quarts. Yep. 4 quarts. And then 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. 1 pint is equal to, I believe, 4 cups. Oh, no, 2 cups. 2 cups. And then 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces. All right? There it is. And then mass. 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. All right? Right here. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, and 1 pound is 16 ounces. 2,000 pounds and 1 pound. That's what they wanted you to write there. Yep, it's 16 ounces. So here, measurement conversion is when we change one measurement to an equivalent measurement with different units. So, this can be helpful in many ways, especially when, you want to know the ounces, how much is something in ounces versus like gallons or whatever. Same thing with inches. You may say something is 60 inches, but 60 inches is also equal to just saying 5 feet. So those are some situations where it's convenient to know the conversion. So there are several different ways that you can kind of do this conversion. You can do the model where you're drawing it out. It's a little tedious to do that way for sure. It takes a little bit more time, but if you need to do that until you get really, really comfortable with another method, by all means, do that. Do what is best for you. And then going forward, you can think about exploring the proportion options or setting up the ratio or rate table that we see here below. Okay. And you have CFSs for both of these. So the model, you would simply, draw the model out. And what you see, they drew the 3 gallons, and they know 1 gallon is 4 quarts, right? So they drew, 4 quarts. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 quart. 1 gallon. And then they did that, a few more times. So that equals 3 gallons. Proportion-wise, they had 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. Set that up here. And they set it equal to, how much is 3 gallons? How many quarts would that be? Right here to here, we know that would be times 3. 1 times 3, it'll give me 3. So we have to do the same up here. 4 times 3 is 12. And same over here. You set up a table, and some people like to set up the table because it allows them to kind of skip count. We're going from 1 gallon to 2 gallons to 3 gallons, which would be 4, 8, 12. So whichever one works for you is great. So we'll choose our preferred method here. I'll do both proportion and table. I'm not going to draw the graph. The visual. I'm not going to lie to you. How many pounds are in 80 ounces? Okay. So first, what you want to start off with is you need to start off with your given ratio that's on your chart, on your reference chart. See here, that up here, they started off with 4 quarts is 1 gallon. And you see that here, 4 quarts is 1 gallon. That was this first one up here. So now we're looking at pounds and ounces. Here it is, right here. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. So we can do that. 16 ounces is equal to 1 pound. LB is the abbreviation for pound. And they want to know 80 ounces. Okay? And you don't know the pounds. So how many pounds? See, they said how many pounds. So we don't know that. So with that being said, to go from here to here, I know that 16 times 5. 16 times 5 actually gives you 80. So from here to here, it would also be times 5 to keep our ratio equivalent. So we would end up with 5x is equal to 5 pounds. All right. Now, how many cups are in 120 ounces? So now we're looking at cups and ounces. And again, this is a CFU, so pause it, try it out first, set it up. We're looking at pounds and ounces, right? Let me see. Oh no, we're cups and ounces, sorry. Cups and ounces here. So we will continue. I encourage you to pause it, like I said, try it out. Cups and ounces. 1 cup is 8 ounces. So 8 ounces is 1 cup. Right? And it says how many cups. So we don't know our cups are in 120 ounces. So the question is, how will we change I know I've been drawing the arches, so how do we get from here to here? The 8 to 120. I know 8 times 10 is 80, so it has to be bigger than 10. And it ends in a 0, so it may be a multiple of 5. So let's try 8 times 15. 40. That is 120. So it will be times 15. And you got to do the same on the bottom. 15. So this is going to be equal to 15 cups. So 120 ounces is 15 cups. Okay. All right. Let's work out some more. So a can contains 24 fluid ounces of fruit juice. How many pints of fruit juice does the can contain? So we know the can has 24 fluid ounces. They want to know how many pints. So we need pints to ounces. Go to our chart. So we don't have a direct pints to ounces. Y'all see that? We have pints to cups right here. And then we have cups to ounces here. So let me show. We have to do a double conversion. 1 pint is 2 cups. And 1 cup is 8 ounces. So let's write those. 1 pint is 2 cups. We've been putting the 1 at the bottom, so let's go ahead and stay true to that. Let's write both the conversions we need, though. So 2, right? It is, and it's easier for you because you got your chart right there. 2 cups to 1 pint. 8 ounces to 1 cup. 1 pint is 2. I keep forgetting that. Let me do one at a time. Yeah, 1 pint is 2 cups. All right, and our other conversion we need is 8 ounces to 1 cup. Okay. And our other one we need is 8 ounces to 1 cup. Okay. So what we can do here is we can change our ounces that we have here. 24 ounces, we can change that to cups. And then once we know the cups, we can change it to pints. Okay. So let's do it. We know that we got 24 ounces, fluid ounces, we should say. And we don't know the cups. To get from 8 to 24, they did times 3, right? So 1 here would be times 3. So this would equal 3 cups. All right, so now we take that same 3 cups and we're going to convert that over here. We're going to take this 3 cups. So now we know our 3 cups. All right, how many pints will that be? So now it's a little bit unique here. We can say, we can go, how do we get from 2 to 1? That will be divided by 2. You can go up and down. We're working these like proportions, remember? And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So if we did 3 divided by 2, I know that is 3 divided by 2. It will be 1. And we got fractions here or whole numbers. So we know we don't need a decimal. So it'll be the 1 and 1/2. This guy comes here like a mixed number. Our denominator stays the same. So 1 and 1/2 pints. Mrs. Torres is mailing a package that weighs 12.5 pounds. The post office charges by the ounce to mail the package. How much does the package weigh in ounces? So we need to go. It weighs 12.5 pounds, and we need to know how much does it weigh in ounces. So we need to go from pounds to ounces. Let's find it. We're talking weight. Here it is right here. 1 pound is 16 ounces. Right underneath this piece right here, 1 pound, 16 ounces. So you got 16 ounces, 1 pound. And they want to know how many ounces. And because we have 12.5 pounds. Whoops. All right. So now let's see what we can do. So go from here to here. You can change the color. Here to here. 1 to 12.5, you literally just multiply by 12.5. 1 times 12.5 is 12.5. Okay? So now, and remember that this is my pounds abbreviation. That's not a 1. Okay? So now you just do same thing at the top. Times 12.5. So 12.5 times 16. So you got 30, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6, 7. Alright, let's keep working. Put your placeholder there or your 0 because we're starting here. You got 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times, let's add it up. 0, 10, 10, 2. You have 1 decimal place here. Move it back. Alright, so this is our X is equal to 200 ounces. There it is right there. So 12.5 pounds is equal to 200 ounces. So let's do a little conversion with the metric system now. So how many milliliters are in 3 liters? So we need milliliters to liters. But right here, 1 milliliter is 1,000. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Okay. And they want to know how many milliliters are in 3 liters. Pretty easy conversion here. This is times 3 to go from 1 times 3 is 3. So you do the same conversion here. 1,000 times 3 equals 3,000 milliliters. How many meters are in 250 centimeters? So meters and centimeters. So here we are. Right here. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Double check it. Yep. And they want to know how many meters. So how many meters down here if we have 250 centimeters? So one way to do this is figure out how you get from 100 to 250. So for this, a little more challenging. Not a whole lot, but it's a little more challenging. You also could look at on this side here how you get from 100 to 1. This is literally divided by 100. Okay. This would also be divided by 100. That's one way you could look at this. If you do 250 divided by 100, remember, you literally moving the decimal 2 times, and that is what your number would be. So X would be 2.5. meters. You could also do the division out. 2.5, or I'm sorry, 250 divided by 100. You get 2 here, 50 left over. Add your decimal on the 0, decimal, drop your 0, then 5. So that's another way you can do it. It's 2.5. So how many grams are in 750 milligrams? 7,500 milligrams. So grams to milligrams. Here we are. 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. 1 gram, 1,000 milligrams. And how many grams if we have 7,500? Okay. So again, you're either dividing by 1,000, because here to here would be divided by 1,000, or trying to figure out what do you multiply to get the 7,500 or 7,500. The trick too, when you are dividing by tens, like dividing by a 10, 100, 1,000, you move the decimal the amount of zeros you have. So I have 3 zeros here. I'm literally starting my decimal back here, because that is where the decimal is in a whole number. And then you move it. How many zeros? I have 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. So my decimal goes there. So my x is 7.5. And that is grams. That's it. And you can do the division like I did here if you want. If you don't want to double check me and you don't believe me. All right. An electric eel has a length of 1.84 meters. What is the equivalent in centimeters? So meters to centimeters. Where is it at? Here we go. Right here again. Meter to centimeters. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. 1 meter, 100 centimeters. So what you got to do now is, again, plug in what you know. We know our meters. And we do not know our centimeters. Okay? From here to here, you know that's times 1.84, right? You also know that to go from here to here, this is times 100. So you can go both ways. You can multiply this here by 1.84. I can do it here times 1. Oh, well, technically I would have to divide, so I would do the red one here. So from here to here, from our 1 to 100 is times 100. So to go from here to here would also be times 100. But just like we did with the division, you move your decimal 2 times to the right. So when you multiply by 10, 100, 1,000, you move the decimal, the amount of zeros. We got 2 zeros, so we're going to move it 1, 2. So it is 184 centimeters. Okay. Complete the evaluate problems on a separate sheet of paper. All right, so a bottle of orange juice contains 128 ounces. How many cups does the bottle contain? Cups to ounces. Gonna have to be a double. Oh no, it's not. 1 cup is 8 ounces. 1 cup, 8 ounces. And we have 128 ounces. And we need to know the cups. Okay. So we can figure out what they multiply by to go from 8 to 128. Or you can also do your division. You can divide by 8. And you can divide this by 8 to get the same situation here. 128 divided by 8. Let's work it out real quick. Okay, there you go. So 16. So it should be 16 cups, which would be our answer choice here. Cups to quarts. So we're gonna have to use this one here and this one here. Okay, let's get rid of some of this so we can see a clean sheet. So 1 pint equals 2 cups. Let's write that. 1 pint is 2 cups, while 1 quart is 2 pints. 1 quart is 2 pints. Okay. And we have 5 quarts. So let's start over here. We have 5 quarts. Let's figure out how many pints that gives us. Go from here to here, that's times 5. We can go here to here, times 5. So that should give us 10 pints. So now, here with our 2 cups and 1 pint, I know I have 10 pints from here. We figured that out. Now we can figure out how many cups. Here to here is times 10. Here to here is times 10. We got to do the same on the top. So 2 times 10 would be 20. So this is 20 cups. And here it is. Alright, let's keep moving. Jimmy runs the 200-meter dash in 21.3 seconds. How many kilometers are in 200 meters? So, in actuality, is they threw this extra number in here to try to confuse you. That's really not important. All we want to know is how many kilometers are in 200 meters. So we're going meters to kilometers. Meters to kilometers. Here it is. 1 kilometer is equal to, let's get rid of some of this stuff, clean up our sheet. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So 1 km is 1,000 meters. And we know we have 200 meters. I think that's backwards. No, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. That's right. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So, we got to figure out how many kilometers. So again, look, we could go with the divide by model because we know we're just moving a decimal point. 1,000 divided by 1,000. If we divide by 1,000 here, we're taking 200 and we're going to divide it by 1,000. Remember, my decimal in any whole number is at the back. So whether it be 2, the decimal's here, 23, decimal's here, 267, if that's the whole number. The decimal is always there because you could always add 0.00 and it doesn't change the amount. So here we got 200, and we got to move our decimal. When we're dividing, it goes to the left. So 1, 2, 3. Whoops, my weird little thing here. So 1, 2, 3. There's where our decimal goes. So we end up with 0.2 kilometers. Here it is. During the birthday party, Karemi tossed a balloon 1.2 meters far. How many centimeters was that? So we are 1.2 meters, and we're looking for centimeters. Meters to centimeters. Here it is. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. We know we have 1.2 meters. And they want to know how many centimeters. Again, here to here would be times 100. So we can do the same to get our centimeters over here. Okay, we got 1.2 times 100. It's 2 zeros. So move that decimal 1, 2 places. So then you got to fill in your blanks with a 0. So you end up with 120 centimeters. There you go. So now, you are going to do some iExcel, but I want you to finish up your homework section first. And you can work on iExcel at home as well. So finish up your problems here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8 problems. So let's knock them out. A warehouse floor has a perimeter of 6,615 feet. What is the perimeter in yards? So feet to yards. So if you go to your sheet, we can clean this up. Feet to yards. I already found it. It's right here. 1 yard, 3 feet. And you will memorize these over time. 1 yard, 3 feet. We have feet, 6,615, and we need yards. So here, we're looking at, it might be kind of difficult to figure out how we go from 3 to 6615, but we know to go from 3 to 1, we divide by 3. So you can do the same thing on this side. You can divide by 3. And again, I encourage you to pause these and work them out and see, check your answers to see if you got the same thing I did. So this is 2 groups, 6, 0, bring down your 6. That's another 2 groups, 6, 0, bring down your 1. Can't do anything with that, so that's a 0. Bring down your 5. And then we got 5. So 2205. Here you go. Yards. The length of a marathon race is 26 miles, 385 yards. What is the total length of the marathon in yards? So what they're saying is the length of the marathon is 26 miles, 385 yards. So our 385 yards, we're going to leave that alone. But we got to convert this 26 miles into yards. And then we're going to add it with our 385 yards. Okay? So miles to yards. Let's see. We don't have a miles to yards. We have, oh yes we do, right here. Miles to yards. 1 mile is 1760. 1,760. 1,760 feet. Oh no, that's yards in a mile. Sorry. I saw that right. Yep. Yards in a mile. Yards in 1 mile. Okay. And we know we have 26 miles. So here to here would be 26 miles. Here to our x, we got to do the same. Times 26 times 26. I don't know why I put 26 miles. But yes, it's times 26. 1 times 26. Whoops. 1 times 26 is 26. So now we got to do 1760 times 26. 6 and 0 is 0. 6 and 6 is 36. 6 and 7 is 42 plus 3 is 45. 6 and 1 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. Get rid of those. Let's go to the next one. This is 0. 6 and 2 is 12. 2 and 7 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. And we add them up. So 0, 6, 7, 5, 4. Okay. So we see that. 4. But yep, we're not done, right? So this is our yards. But we got to add our 385 that we had over there to it. So 5, 14, 11, 6, 4. So 461, 45. Here it is. There's our answer. Now we got cups to ounces. Cups to ounces. So, right here, 1 cup, 8 ounces. 1 cup, 8 ounces. Can write CUP, I guess. And we got 32 ounces. Let me be proper, because ounces are in weight too, but this is volume. So this is technically fluid ounces. Okay. And we don't know here. 8 to 32 though, I do know. That is times, I'm sure you guessed it already, 4. And you do the same thing on the bottom, times 4. So this would be 4 cups for 32 ounces. There you go. The information below shows the relationship between inches and feet, which proportion can be used to find the number of inches in 40 feet. So you have it. They already gave it to you. 12 inches equals 1 foot. So 12 inches equal, if we were to write it as a fraction, 1 foot, and we know to figure this out, we would put our 40 with our feet, and we would put our x with our inches. So we're trying to figure out the inches. All right? So let's see if we see one like this. This one looks pretty close right here already. This is on the wrong side. They got 12 inches and they don't have the 1 foot with it. 1 foot, 12 inches, and then they got feet. They got this crossed. So, here we go. Miss Martin's new truck weighs 2½ tons. Which measurement is equivalent to the weight of the truck? So we're trying to go tons, and all of these are in pounds. So we need tons to pounds. Here it is right here. 1 ton, 2,000 pounds. 1 ton, 2,000 pounds. Okay. We know we have 2½ or 2.5, right? Tons. And how many pounds is that? So, one way you could do it this would be times 2,000, but we also could just say times 2.5 here. And then do times 2.5 here. The trick I do, so I don't have to do all of these zeros, is I do 2.5 times 2,000. And I actually drop my zeros. Then 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And now I have one decimal place, right? So starting here, goes here. And there's my decimal right there. So it is 5,000 pounds. There you go. Greta is 1 1/2 meters tall. Which of the following is equivalent to 1 1/2 meters? So meters, and you're looking for millimeters. Meters to millimeters. We don't have a meters to millimeters. You have meters to centimeters, and then you have centimeters to millimeters. Okay. So now let's look at this. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. 1 meter, 100 centimeters. And our next conversion we need is 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. Okay, and they want to know the millimeter. So I already know over here I have. So the robot's height. Oh, we're not even on this one. We're on this one up here. Sorry, guys. 100 centimeters. 1 meter. Hopefully you didn't make the mistake I did. 10 millimeters. 1 centimeter. So we have meters. So 1.5 for our 1 1/2 right here. Meters. And then we need to figure out what is the centimeters. Okay. To go from 1 to 100, you do times 100. 1.5 to here, we can do times 100. Remember, you can move in any direct. You can move in pretty much any direction. We could have tried to go from 1 to 1.5, but that's a little more challenging to figure out. From 1 to 100, it's easy to see that it's just times 100. So now you do your 1.5 times 100. Remember, move your decimal, the amount of zeros. We got 2 zeros. When you times or multiply it, you move it to the right. You're making it bigger. 1, 2. We fill that in, and my decimal's back here. So it's 150 centimeters. So now we can put my 150 centimeters, and I can figure out how many millimeters. But again, look here. I can go here to here. That is times 10. 1 to 10 is times 10. I can do the same thing here, times 10. Okay, so 150 times 10. My decimal's there. We move it one time. Now my decimal's back here. Fill in that space. It is 1,500 or 1,500 millimeters. Here it is. Boom. Okay, robot's height is 1 meter, 20 centimeters. How tall is the robot in millimeters? Turns out I'm gonna need the same conversion, so it worked out. So what we're gonna do is convert it's 1 meter and 20 centimeters. Our 20 centimeters we're gonna add to our conversion in a second, but we gotta change this 1 meter into 20 centimeters. I mean, just 1 meter into centimeters. But look, it tells you 1 meter right here is equal to how many centimeters? 100. So this essentially here is 100 cms or centimeters. So together they would be 120 cms, right? But they want to know millimeters. So if we put 120 cms, we can figure out how many millimeters. Again, our simple 1 to 10, that's times 10. 120 to here has to be times 10 as well. So 120 times 10, you're adding a 0. And my decimal's here, so it's 1,200. Oh, nope. I was going to circle that 120, but that's not right. It is not here. There you go. Last question. A student determined that there are 8,000 milliliters in 80 liters. Is the student correct? Why or why not? Milliliters to liters. Let's see what that conversion is. So here it is. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. Okay. Got me? We double check. There it is. All right. So now we can convert that. Now if we have 80 down here, right? That would be 80 liters that they said we had, and they want to see is that 8,000 milliliters. So to go from here to here is times 1,000, right? So we'd have to do the same thing here, times 1,000. Take my 80, and I got to add my zeros. I have 3 zeros here, so I'm multiplying by. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and here's my 0 back here. So essentially it is 80,000, not 8,000. So that is not true. So it says, so yes would be automatically out. So now you got to figure out which one of these statements is true. No, that is incorrect because X milliliters, this would be here, over 80 liters is equal to 1,000 milliliters over a liter. Yep, I like that one. Here, you see they put 100 milliliters for 1 liter. That conversion is not correct. Okay, so this one is also not true. So our answer is C. All right, hopefully this is helpful. I have, more things for you guys, more tools and not tricks, but different methods that we could work this out. I'm going to show you when I get back. But, this is, one way that you can do it. If this one doesn't work out for you, hopefully one of the other methods will. But essentially, you set up those proportions like we have been doing. Then you figure out how you can make that equivalent proportion by multiplying or dividing. All right.